could see, I did a rundown of Jorell's production, and everyone just pay attention. I think maybe you also don't know. So this is a good summary. Now this is Jorell's Active 8 challenge. And you'll see there's only 2 blue. So meaning to say that his highest month, in terms of the case, is month of March and month of September. And if you can see his FYC, he's pretty consistent. If you do notice, he usually land around 2,000 to 3,000 in terms of his FYC. And his best month was March and September. And that's the reason why I said he did, in 2 months, these 2 months actually brought him a very, very solid momentum. Of course, he also had small wins in June and July. And remembering that Jorell is undergrad, right? So this should be your school holidays. And you could work harder, okay? So today we want to find out how did Jorell did in the month of September that led him to achieving most of his milestones. Now, what are the 4 milestones that we hope to achieve in our career? I name it PMCC lah. What is P? PWM, correct. What's M? Yes, what's C? Centurion, not yet lah. It's clubs lah. Clubs. Okay, Centurion. The final C? Convention, correct. So in this year, it has been a fulfilling year for Jorell. He has achieved his Prestige Titanium Club with 63,000. Are you going to press for Prestige Platinum? 70,000, and you get AIA shares. Yes, yes. Okay, you can run for it. That's your next club. And of course, he also achieved MDRT with 81,000. MDRT is how much of FYCC? Anyone? Yikai. How much to achieve for MDRT? 72,400, correct. So Jorell has exceeded his MDRT production requirements. Also, skip. And Jorell has also achieved his Norway convention using the new FC target, okay? And also he has achieved his first PWM. So these 2 months has given him 4 awards. Can we give him a round of applause? Okay, very, very well done. Okay, so this was prepared by Jorell, and what we did was we total up his, seriously, only 1 call. Wow, cannot be there, I always see you calling. Yeah. Okay, so this is based on September, and this is his activity. According to him, he did 1 call, 0 fact find, 6 closing interview, 4 sales, 0 referrals, never do any servicing, right? Okay, and also 45 points. Okay, and his average weekly points is 11. Who want this kind of life? Very good, no? Yeah, okay, only 11 points and yet can hit MDRT. So your life is many consultants' dream. Okay, like that better, you can sleep anywhere. So, like that good. Okay. Okay, just want to run down the 2 big cases that Jorell has closed. One of them is an big APA which he closed in the month of March. That is 14,400. So you can see the funds that he selected is Elite Adventurers, and possibly right now he can share good news with his client already. His client invested 14,400. Year to date, this is the fund value. And the other big break came when it was in September, where he closed a 48,000 PWP, and these are the funds that he selected. Okay, so he did a mix of Elite Adventurers, India, Healthcare, and Global Tech. So before I come to the interviewing him for that case study, I'd like to ask, is there any questions from the floor regarding the last few slides that I flashed? Anyone has any questions? Okay, and this was, okay, this one we didn't update. Okay, this was not his points. Being transferred over. Oops. Okay. Any questions from the floor pertaining to his September activities? Anyone? No one? No one also anyone wants to ask him why his PWD he closed, that he did that kind of funds? Percentage? Anyone wants to know?
Yeah.
Okay, later he will tell you. Okay? In fact, it's in that same case study. Okay, if you got nothing, let's just move. Okay? So let's just take a look at this particular case study that we are going to do today, which is a 5K PWV, 48,000, and this is his fund choice. Okay? You can tell that he did majority, 30% for elite adventurers, 30% for global tech, international healthcare he did 20, and Indian equity he did 20. Okay, without further ado, let us go into the profile of the client. So first and foremost, I will just run through before I start asking him questions. This client profile is an ex-classmate and friend from time in the Air Force. So you know, Jorell used to be part of the Air Force. DISC profile, I interviewed him a bit. We would think that the client is C, D, and a little bit of S. Now, what is C? C means the client is probably a little bit more conscientious, a bit more cautious. And why D? I would presume the client made decisions pretty fast, or maybe did decision where he was very sure, so didn't have to consult anyone. And a little bit of S. I believe all of us know partially why we are able to get certain deals in is also because the client values certain things that you have done for him, and the relationship is there. So why I say a little S is probably possibly Jorell has earned certain trust for him to work with the policy. So what is the existing policy of the client? According to Jorell, the client doesn't really know, but disclosed that he has one UL from Manulife. Okay, it's called Signature Index Universal Life Select. Cash flow, not sure also, even after closing. So maybe at this juncture I can ask, Jorell, do you know his income?
Do I know his income now?
Yes, as in after closing.
Oh yeah.
How much is it? His income? 6K a month?
Or is it 7?
Okay, 6 to 7,000 a month. Okay, and this person is currently a full-time Air Force, staff. Am I right? Okay, yes. So that is his pay. Yeah? So balance sheet not us. Opportunity, he felt that not bad, got chance. Objection, brother believe that FA are scammers and want him not to trust FA. I think this one also partially how Jorell felt when you joined us this career. Okay, hot buttons, wanted to know more about UL that he has and whether his SYFE investment is the right move. Any other information, very morally upright, and say that would lose money to support people he believed in, versus good opportunity but unknown ethics. Okay? So you can tell that this client really want to look for someone he can trust. So let us now go into the instructive case. But before that, I just want to recap with everybody who's not familiar with DISC, because when I first asked Jorell, he said don't know it. Then after that, I showed him this chart. He told me, okay? So DISC is a very powerful way that you can mirror your client during a closing. If your client is high D, you will know that he's assertive. You need to move a little bit faster, cut out the details. If he is cautious, you need to provide him with statistics. You need to provide him with figures to make him feel that he's making a logical decision. If he's an I, he will usually be a little bit more inspirational. Nigel, can you sit beside Kevin, please? Thank you. Okay, he'll be more inspirational, outgoing, enthusiastic, okay, and high-spirited. And if he's a steady person, he is likelihood to be more amiable, nice, humble, and also generally is quite steady, like as in he wants stability. Okay, so this is a rundown of DISC. Okay, with that, I will now hand over the mic to Jorell as I move the slides. Okay. You want to point? Okay.
So I'll just bring you all through the journey as per what the previous as per what the previous person did, Shison did also. So well, first contact I haven't seen him in a long time. So honestly, I was just wishing him well at that point in time because he achieved quite substantial rewards. I think he was on the news and stuff. So I mean, I gave my very honest thoughts. I didn't want to forge out some prospecting message. So it really came from my heart to really wish him well. And at the point in time, I really had no intentions to prospect him yet. In fact, I kind of just wanted to end the conversation there. So why do I say that? Is because I know that his time in Singapore wouldn't be long as well. So that was just me messaging him, and we agreed to go for a catch up. So we just went for a meal together, and he shared with me his timeline. So this was the end of July, and he was leaving Singapore in October. So that gives us August, September, 2 months, about 2 months. So he just came back to Singapore at this point in time. So I also didn't want to take up his time in the first few weeks of coming back to Singapore, but we did catch up anyway. So he's also not having he doesn't have a lot of time with me as well. He's staying in camp, and he also recently met a DBS banker recently. So this DBS banker is also someone who has been has been servicing his family, and yeah, he has been advising him and sharing with him stuff. I don't know what. So what do we talk about then? Nothing much. I just shared what was I doing in my career, some struggles I had, and why I do the things I do. And that's about it. That's the first catch up. So then, after that, I actually didn't ask him. I didn't ask him for an appointment at all. So I actually just asked him over message instead. So it turned out well. I think it was attributed to what we had talked about in person when we met for catch up. So he gave a pretty comfortable yes, as you can see. I wish all my asking was like that. It would be sounding yes, but that was how it was. So I did an opening after that. Actually, I tell you, this fella, I met him quite a number of times, and my this friend, every single one of our meeting was just talking about life in general. So very little time was actually spent on talking about financial planning and what he has in general. So as you can see, we actually barely did much on the first opening. I didn't even write anything down at all. It was completely verbal. I shared with him. What I shared?
What is IRL?
In real life.
In real life. Okay.
So yeah, uncovered his needs. I didn't even take out anything down because we were eating, and there was no time to do anything else after that. And I had to message him to ask for his income. I literally gave him a list of things I wanted to do. I needed to find out from him. I what's his income, expenses, assets, and his comfortable amount to invest. And this is the first time we did it because I think it's very informal. But for this particular friend, that's what I did. Yeah. Okay. So then we finally set a time. Oh, I realized I'm not talking.
Yes.
We finally set a time to have a closing appointment, but then again, most of the time was just talking about his life again. So I just want to find some things to value add to this time that everyone's here. So how I usually have my appointments with SCF regulars is I first do share with them certain regular specific information just to value add to them and just to let them know what benefits they have and everything. I generally always share them these three things. Firstly is MSO. Is your Medisave cum subsidized outpatient medical benefits scheme. So things like get additional 2% credited to their Medisave, then I'll share with him why. I think NSF also, right? Do you get additional 2%? No, okay. It's just regular. I don't know. I don't have any NSF clients. So they have additional 2%. Then I said that this is the reason for why they can have a greater capacity to buy insurances. I also share with them, hey, it depends on how the conversation goes. So if they go for outpatient, is it fully subsidized? A lot of them think that it's fully subsidized. But actually it's not. Only 85% of it is subsidized. There's a limit to $500 a year. So these are the things I share them also. And where can they find it? You can see the deduction from the pay slip. Of course, if they go to private clinics, then it's not subsidized. I share them pay plans as well. Yeah, I think so. What else? Let me see. Yeah, around there. So then next, the biggest topic actually that everyone's very interested in is the savers, which is the savings and employee retirement scheme. So this is a big topic among regulars actually, because it's where their bonuses, a big bulk of their bonuses come from. So previously, I always share with them, okay, not previously, there has been a recent change, but previously, they have 3 accounts under this savers scheme. Firstly is the savings account, secondly is the retirement account, and thirdly is the CPF top-up account. So this is basically how the government take care of them for retirement. So firstly, the savings account is where part of their salary is credited into this savings account for the first 10 years, and they can only withdraw this amount after 7 years. So that's where I will do some planning with them. After the 7 years, how can we take this out? How can you reduce the taxes? Because we do lump sum at the end, it's taxable. So there's that as well. Then you have a retirement account. Retirement account only starts after the 7th year, so it's really to lock people in. And it lasts until 40 something. That's a conclusion, right? And finally, the CPF top-up account. Okay, regarding the CPF top-up account is quite particular because for regulars, they only contribute 15% of their income into CPF. So it's a good thing. So I always tell them if they only contribute 15% of their income to CPF, they have more cash to do something else for themselves. So don't want to lose out, I'll share them for retirement, don't lose out to the rest of your peers. You have less CPF, but you still have plan for retirement. So use the cash, put it with me. Then I'll plan their retirement with them. But where does that, are they shortchanged? Because then where does this money go? So actually the government actually tops it up into their CPF top-up account under savers. But regarding the new change, in case anyone does service any regulars in the future, these 3 accounts are kind of being revamped, or basically they're wiping out these three accounts. And what they're doing is that the retirement account is still staying, but instead of activating it, that means contributing to it after the 7th year, it's being contributed from the 1st year. So it's actually better, they can accumulate CPF earlier. Savings account is no longer the same where you can withdraw after 7 years. This will be in a age range every 3 years starting from 25 years old. So 25 years old, 28, 31, 34, and that's the end of it. How much exactly are they drawing out? I heard it's quite substantial, but I have to confirm with it. So I'm pulling out from my clients, asking them to sieve out what the actual amount is. So things like this is quite important to them because that's their actual money. So then that becomes a target to look out for them when they're 25, 28, 31, and 34. And after that, I don't know, maybe don't need them as clients anymore. So these are the age that I'm looking out for and perhaps what they are interested in. And this only kickstarts next year, somewhere in July. And then CPF, that is when, I think I covered it already. So basically, you contribute 15% of the CPF only. So these are things that they're very happy to know because if any other advisor comes in, likely you won't know, right? So this is where I kind of value that. I share them my experiences, my network, because they're all kind of all my friends, and how I can get all this information. So I'm constantly updated with this. As when people ask me, then I'll answer them. When I don't know, then I'll ask them to repeat the answer, and that's when I can build my information depository. So that's how I have this. This is how I value it to them at the start of appointment. So it's just verbal. I don't need them to write it down because chances are they'll forget it. So I just want to share with them that I know it. Then I shared with him his universal life policy side, generically what he can do with his money. So I didn't talk about our products at all. I just shared with him, okay, this guy, he's a blank slate. So he wanted to find out more about financial planning in general. So he wanted to know what can he do with his money. So I just shared with him the different ways in which he can do, your bank, bonds, you can invest, in crypto, do whatever you want, robo-advisor, so on and so forth. And that's when I touch into different things like he has a side account in his universal life. I think that's just a very generic run through of what he has. So he's very analytical. He didn't want me to just tell him the pros and cons of everything, but he took a different approach because he wanted me to teach him how to evaluate this. So it was quite time consuming actually because it's like he's asking me to teach him to be an advisor. So that's why discussions took a long time. So anyway, that's what I did. So in the end, I just proposed it to him. I set the next time to propose. At this point in time, I still don't know his income. Why you might be asking? Because this guy, he doesn't know his income. So I also don't know his income. So given him information on how to take up his income, but or how to retrieve his income, but he still didn't know how. So never mind. So that's what I proposed to him. Best standard slide, this is all from AIA. Move on to next slide. Next slide. Next. Yeah, then this is yeah, this is also from AIA. I just draw a simple one, this also from the spot. Next.
So your 48,000 was you proposed just without any basis.
The basis was what he had in his life account, his total assets, and his figure that he wanted to do.
How much he had in his life account?
40K.
40K.
And this is by you or by AIA?
So this is by me.
By you.
So it's just a
You
summary.
just run down with run through with everyone.
I mean, it's just a summary of what PRP is, right? Yeah, so it's just the bonuses and the features. And yeah, that's basically actually just PRP. Yeah, so I actually didn't finish the appointment again. Here's what I proposed to him. Oh, sorry, I forgot that he actually had SIS as well. So I actually did something with SIS. Oh, yeah, I capitalized this. His DBS banker asked me to put into SIS, then I just hijacked it after that. I don't know why. I don't know why he put in SIS, because at his income level is it's not doing much. It's more cons of putting in SIS than anything. But he did it anyway, so it was mine. So yeah, so that's what I did. Yeah, you might be wondering why did I only talk about PWP? He has so much money. Why didn't I do risk management? I mean, he didn't want to talk about it. So he just wanted to know what to do with his money. He's only back in Singapore for 2 months. He's been looking at investments, and he just wants to know how can he best make use of his money. So from my perspective, fair enough, I'll answer his questions, and given how I can barely talk about investments in all of our appointments, I decided to just close him to us as a client. There was no time to do anything. There was no time to open up a whole other topic about risk management. But I did share with him at the end about why it's important, and I think he's convinced. But we'll do it next time. So that's why we actually didn't do anything regarding that at all. The last appointment. Sorry, is that next slide?
Yes.
Okay, maybe not next slide.
Okay.
Yeah, so I did face some objections from him. Actually, for him, I think even at closing, I think he still don't know what the plan was. So I guess to share what, this is a hot seat, and what my main takeaway from this was is that behind everything, I think my whole success regarding this particular person only is that trust was built, and I kind of won him over, and that was it. So I don't think he really knows what he's getting actually. And if you were to question him now, like what plan does he have, I don't think he can tell you. So I think the whole homework of my approach towards him was really the heart behind things, really connecting with the person, prioritizing what the person wants. For example, every single time I meet up with him, I don't jump into financial planning straight away. It's always a follow-up on the previous conversation, the struggles that he's going through in life. We talk about it, and it's becoming more of a social meeting rather than anything. And I know that, maybe it's easier because it's warm market, but he wasn't exactly warm per se. I haven't seen him in a long time. And even from before that, we didn't do much together in life. So this was semi-warm. But I take the time to make him warm. Yeah, I warmed him. And I think that was why I managed to succeed for this. So I mean, I wish that every single one was like that, but just this particular case. So his objection was that his family his brother was quite upset. Not at me or the plan proposed, he didn't know anything, but his brother just really hates financial advisors. So there was a lot of doubt. So I just told him a lot of reassurance and a lot of letting him know what is he dealing with, and also offered to testify whatever plans I have for him that is his best interest towards his family. So I think that won him over because he was telling me if I was willing to do that for him and testify against his family, no, not against his family, testify with him for his, to his family, yeah, he will be much more assured. So that's the next time that
Testify what to his family?
whatever plans that he has.
Oh, okay. I thought testify about God. Convert his family to no, like, he's not a Christian?
But he is.
He is. Maybe that was the other rapport. Right.
For
Same
sure.
church? Do you all come from same church?
No.
No. Okay. We want to go to the next slide.
Yeah. So from then on, I kind of became his PA for every other thing. I don't know, anything that got to do with money, he's actually asking me now. But I think that's a good thing. I think that's how each of you service your individual clients as well. Maybe for this particular case, this is what he's asking me, but I think for each of you service your clients for other non-AIA stuff as well, right? So it's just how I've been doing it. So that was good. After that, I finally knew his income. I can't remember, was it 7K or not? But basically, it was less than what we planned for. But it was no issue because I created some buffer as well. So I sent him out also when he left Singapore and met his family. Is there next slide after this?
These questions from the floor.
Yeah, okay, so I mean, just to sum it up, one of my main takeaways from this, I'm happy doing this approach for business. Was there a possibility that I get close? Actually quite high. I think I was just kind of lucky with the way he is, with the character that he has, and kind of just matched in that sense. But if not for his character, I think this approach might not have worked for everyone. But I'm happy doing it this way. So I think when I close this and I reflected, if I just deal with every single person like this, whether I close or not, I think at the end of the day, I still do. So that's my main takeaway from how I do this. And yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Very thank you, Jorell. Well, in every case, it's like that for me. I'll be so happy. Just need to drink coffee, speak, and eventually don't really need to get into details. But then I think a lot of us have still further questions for Jorell. Okay, maybe I ask first before the rest of you warm up. What is the one main objection? You say you got many objections. Was it easy to handle, or he listened a bit, he very easy? Okay lah, since I like you, Jorell, this objection you handle a bit, I just go to the next thing. Is it easy to handle his objections?
No. So any objections he gave to me, he kept questioning why. So whatever I explained, he kind of jerked out it. Yeah.
So not 100% believe lah, but he still like you, I
Actually,
guess.
not that he doesn't believe. He just wants to find out why did I say that.
Okay.
It's not that he didn't believe, but when I say something, he wants to know how did I think about that, or how did I derive that thought process, or how did I derive that analysis in the first place.
And most of the time, do you just explain, or you draw on a piece of paper to explain to him? What is your language in sales? Because for me, I always take paper, draw. Do you? Or yours is mostly talking?
I do draw, but for him, most of our meetings are over mail.
So you've been always eating. Okay, Ken. Okay, anyone got any questions? Please raise up your hand. Yeah.
So when you sell like PWV, the main attraction is of course the dividend. Then you put the funds like this, right? Then how do you explain to the client?
Yeah, something I'm also very curious, because this plan you can buy the adventurous income
into
fund.
other funds, right? Then never put into the adventurous income fund, you won't be able to withdraw the dividends, right? So if you put like this, then if dividend is the attractive point of PWV, then how do you put it across to him that okay, by putting in these various funds, you will not be able to get a dividend income or do an ad hoc withdrawal if there is a need to.
Is dividend attractive? Maybe dividend is the attractive thing to you, but
yeah. So my question to you is, what's the attractive part?
Okay, so I think what's attractive depends on how. Okay, to me, sorry. To me, what's attractive of a plan depends on what you want. So if I'm selling to someone who prioritizes that, or maybe an older client, then that's what I would talk about it. But for him, what he wants is to do something with his money. So what can I do? He read aside, so he's into investments. I saw his funds as well, so I looked into his we did it together. We locked in and CEC from funds, and it was quite high risk, but he was doing alright. So I know that he wants investments, and I'll talk to him and ask him what's the risk appetite that he has. And he shared with me his principles and his philosophy towards investing. And I realized this guy just wants to invest and he wants to invest. So then, what options do I have? APA, PWB. Yeah. So then, between these two, PWB seems to be the better choice. Straight up, I don't need to talk about dividends at all. I did write it in my slides that there's an option to it, but you can change it after a while. Down the road, you can definitely change it. But I think my philosophy towards this is also that, I mean, he's still young. Why not accumulate capital first, and then after that, when you have a bigger capital, then you try to change it to a dividend paying out policy instead. So this is something I shared with him as well, and he agreed with it.
Okay, I hope that answers your question. Anyone else has any question? Come.
So this one is, he's paying annual or monthly?
Annual.
It's an annual case.
Annual first, but then I changed to monthly.
Oh, so it's about 4K per month from next year September onwards. But if his monthly salary is only 7K,
Yeah, how you justify? I also wanted to ask that question.
Oh, his existing assets as well. Okay,
What
so
is his assets?
okay, so for regulars it's a bit funny at the same time because he has his base, but when he go overseas, then he has his overseas allowance. And when he gets wing, then he'll have even more allowances. So all these are things that actually I didn't account for it. So if you just see the base alone, then then maybe you think that there's not much you can do.
Is he a pilot?
He's a pilot.
Yeah, so pilot pay is structured that way. So they have salty allowances and they have their cap. I think he's more concerned about his cap allowance. Yeah.
Okay, any more questions? Okay, I got one question for you. At any juncture, since his time horizon is quite long, he's quite young, why didn't you think of an APA? Because APA would be able to do all these funds also. And maybe instead of 48K, 24,000 over 10 years?
He benefits more from PWB because of
In what sense?
the lower charges.
Oh, okay. So did you do analysis and comparison, or you straight away felt that this is my client, I want the best for him, PWB is the best, without even him knowing the rest of the plans? That means you already push out the best dish. Okay, Ken, so that answers my question. Any more? This was a September case.
Not sure.
Okay, any more? Yes. How did you come up with the fund allocation?
I did it together with him. I shared with him. So we also spent some time on different funds and what he said. So we kind of chose this together.
I want to ask you a question. You say you eat many times with him, right? How many appointments you took to finally close? 5? At any juncture, do you feel that he was smoking? You like talk, then very hard to close, and you wanted to give up? No, you had a faith.
That's why I say for this. That's why I say if it's not cold, if they are just semi-warm, they're reconnecting somehow. For me, it's like even if I don't close, as long I do it the way I like to do it, I connect with him as a person. Even if I don't close, I still do. So I didn't feel upset that it was taking super long.
So you felt that the connection was what makes you quite motivated. You can spend a lot of time with them and never close, you're still happy.
Yeah.
You all can sense what anagram type is. Okay, never mind. Okay, I think one of the things is he has gone into this thing called emotional selling, which I think is a very solid way. But he must enjoy it because why? Because he likes to be around people. But if you are very, very high D, result oriented, you might not want to spend the time. So that's what makes Jorell very different. Okay? Any more questions? Why so funny? You
We know it's anagram.
you also know it's anagram, right? Okay. Yes.
Even the size, say the teams are much lower compared to PWB, right? What do you say to them?
Okay, Scythe is a robo-advisor, right? Usually lower charges. How do you convince him to buy PWB, which is still higher than Scythe?
No, so just you going to up over to buy, right?
Yeah.
So what can you?
It's like a replacement.
Well, that's a pretty good question. I was also thinking about that myself when thinking about that myself when when you approached the topic of side. So it wasn't convincing him to park the money over to me actually. So what he wanted to do, he had side, and he just wanted to ask my opinion. So what do you think about side? So I shared with him my own opinion regarding robo-advisors. I did share with him also that it is actually lower. But what he actually wants is someone that he can trust and a good stewardship over his money. So I think at the start, he actually mentioned something to me. He cares a lot about ethics. So he said he'd rather park his investments into some leader. Okay,
you said just now.
What he had mentioned, he said if he sees a leader, he knows that this person has good ethics towards the world or something. And but this person is not doing well, like he knows his investment won't grow much. He'd rather put his money there than into a fund that he knows his money will grow for sure. So then that was his hot button, I guess. So I caught it and shared with him. Robo-advisors is algorithms. It's so successful. Then wouldn't algorithms just win the financial market anyway? So then that defeats the whole point of what you believe in. If you want something good towards you, of course you can still choose funds that align with your own principles, but he kind of bought that, and he wanted someone. He wanted a team to manage his money instead. So that's when I also brought in the stewardship of the different paper returns and so on and so forth. And showed him that these are companies managing his money.
Then next thing is, after you close him, do you meet him again for conversation or no more? You send him off already, right?
I sent him off.
I see. Then the next time around, you're meeting him is when he's back. So will you make an effort to like really meet him when he's back, like keep in touch? Or rather, my question is, how do you keep in touch with your clients that you have built relationship?
Oh, I just had a Zoom call with him last weekend just to catch up about life.
And you were the one who initiated.
We both said that we will catch up over.
So am I right to say that through this whole thing you became better friends?
I think we weren't really friends at the start, we were reconnecting. Yeah, so we built a relationship along the way.
So now become friends more.
Yeah, okay, we are better friends.
Better friends already. Okay, great. Any more last question? Yes. What is his total assets? Cash assets.
Yeah, he has more than he can cover. Comfortably. So, how old is 25?
$250,000 for 25 years old with enough assets. And how you justify to AIA? Because you still didn't really fill up the balance sheet.
No, I only didn't know income, but assets I want.
What is the assets? Maybe to answer his question. Do you remember?
I can't know.
Cash in the
I
bank
can't remember
side.
the exact number per se, but 100. Okay, close to 200. I think. 800, 170 maybe around there. If I combine everything.
And can I know at which stage you know he got so much money? Because initially he don't want to say.
No. He did not want to say. He only didn't know his income.
Oh, so you already knew he had money in the bank because of the amount inside and his cash.
No. I only knew the money that he had later on. Like the first closing. No, when I asked him over message, yeah, he shared me these things.
So may I ask, so he's
What kind of pilot is he?
Well,
is there different types of pilot?
He's a trainee.
Trainee pilot.
that means he's going to Australia, right?
PwC.
Okay, and what kind of scholarship does he have maybe?
SASM.
The question is what kind of scholarship? What do you want to know? Do you know? Answer. Okay, what?
SASM.
He was the SASM. Maybe 3 of those names. SASO, SASL, SAS. What's the third one? Oh. No, SASO no.
No, so
Military one is
okay,
not
so
SASO.
Yeah, SASM.
SASM.
yeah, so why I asked that question, it pertains to how at 5 years old you can build up so much of asset. Because you got PS, you got OS, then you got SASM, SASO, SASL, then you got the LSA and so on and so forth. So this category of people, the first 3 or 4 categories, the SMS before SAS, and the first 4 category people.
Sorry, I think we can leave it to later if you're educating. If there are any question, you answer your question, right? Okay, because we really need to keep it short because we have coaching also. Any more last question, burning questions from anyone? Okay, if there isn't, I will move on already because later part, if any of the seniors want to share, we can do so. Okay, so maybe before we get to the hot seat, or rather the band of silence, maybe I can just ask Jorell one more thing. Other than this case, you did close a 14,400 APA. So now you think back, the two big cases that you closed, one is this pilot. Can you roughly describe the other 14,400 APA? Was it also a young person? The one you closed was
In March.
it was in March. Yes,
Oh, okay.
yes. Just now I actually put this slide on.
No, that was a referral.
It was a referral. And did you spend that much of time also to close this particular case, which is a 14,400 APA? Or it was totally different profile?
I think around the same number of things or so, but
Okay.
because it was really a brief, like cold referral, we didn't meet in person until post sales.
Okay, all right. Okay, so it was also somewhat similar, whereby you spend time with your potential clients and you didn't like do chop one or two of one close that time. And this is your way of doing business? Usually?
I guess so. Maybe I don't have the skills to chop,
I see. Okay, Ken, thank you so much. Just curious about this because these are your two big breaks that led you to achieving your four big achievements. Okay? So without further ado, I guess most of y'all will have enough questions. And right now I will go through the band of silence. So at this juncture, Jorell, you just need to take this and write down. Let me give you a pen or pencil. So I have already put some FCs in the front. So to help Jorell in his learning. So can we first start with Kevin? Just I wanted to say. Yeah, come. Just give me coaching tips.
I think if you are doing the
Can you go louder so that they can all listen?
I think if you are going to regulars, there are certain things that you should be able to bear in mind. And, so I'll just touch on the four items that touch on. So you got the OS, you got the PS, you got the OS, you got SMS, and you got SASM. This group of people actually will still get their full salary when they are going through their military training and pursuing the degree. So then that's why he's at 25 and he can have built up of a set of the year like 170,000. Not surprising to see even SMS, OS, and PS to have close to 200,000 to 300,000 after their 4 years stint of study in US, UK, and coming back. And most of the time, their own salary in the bank are still untouched. Okay, so yeah.
So what's your coaching tip for
So
Jorell? More potential from the client?
there's a lot of potential. Okay, there's a lot of potential. The risk is, of course, he's still a pilot trainee. The risk is he's still a pilot trainee. And trainee, the load is the highest of all pilots.
Okay. Nigel, any coaching tip?
I think just like what Andrew mentioned, because it's a training, I myself have a few regular clients. The drop-off rates for pilots are really high. Right? So the reason why I asked whether he has enough asset is just to make sure that he's able to fund the policy even if he's out of the training. This will save yourself. Then for myself, I would have opened up insurance planning also. Because you may not know, he may come back to you and say, hey, at a point in time, why didn't you factor in insurance when it comes to that? Because the budget for the PWV may include his budget for insurance planning. And you report it, and you go back to him. Then you say, yeah, no money to plan. Why didn't you recommend insurance planning?
One thing is that I also had this dilemma whether APA versus PWB. I'm sure they mentioned the charges already. But for young person, because as I was sharing my client, I also suddenly shocked myself is that when they finish investing that 5 years, right? That's all they can invest. The payout capital is already at 200,000. They can never continue putting in money already. Dollar cost average one out. So therefore their risk exposure is on the whole lump sum in 5 years also. So I think although yes, the charges are way lower, but it allows them to continue putting in money, and that's the point of investing also. So that's why as I was sharing my client, I realized that they might take it instead of PWB also. So that is something that I thought next time you face similar situation, lower charges yes, but the longevity of it as their profile, right? Perhaps it must be better. Other than that, I think it's to continue, because I only saw one call, right? Maybe there's a lot more follow-ups to prepare for the new year when the good start. Since you already had a good closure already. So now you can prepare for the good start.
Okay, let's hear it from the two ladies.
Congrats, very proud of you, really. So, I think what I'm doing right is very good in terms of like meeting your semi-warm friends, because the more you do this right, the easier the sales will come moving forward. Yeah, I think that is your strength for your anagram type. Yeah. Then secondly is, I think the protection part is what I would do also. Maybe I will not sell stock because top button is investment, but I would say something like, the next time we meet, I will share this with you. Yeah, and then at the same time, right, ask for because his cash flow is huge, so the people around him should also have the same kind of cash flow. So I think these three are the things that I would do. Yeah. Thanks.
I pass the mic to.
A bit similar as I just add on. I think you mentioned about the touching on the crop protection side. I think it's more of I have the same concern as what mentioned approach. Is the thoughts, that is the allocation of the clarity of the finance, the cash flow, right? So even if it's not clear, as much as he has a hot button, well, I'll close it also. But I think it's a bit stretched in this way, right? That they need more details before the protection can even come up again. I mean the question. So it's about the cash flow to dwell on, not because you never touch on the wealth protection to be highlighted. So similar approach, and I think for proposal, as in like what Lyndon has mentioned about the runway. Okay, so I have this. I have similar experiences also on younger people who have budget of more than 18K. Would I do PWB? I will still do PWB, but the thing is that we can do the alternative options of putting the regular top-ups beyond the 5 years, and I will run it like an APA. I don't do and suggest a minimum of 5 years, which is to put the lump sum in front, because they are young. So the runway and the capital accumulation right, is the most important in the wealth accumulation plan. But you can even put side by side PI. Imagine you are advisor, right? We can do APA and PWB map exactly the same using alternative options to see what's the best for the client. It will still be PWB. That's why my approach is still PWB, but on a client who has a longer runway, I don't let them see a 5 years payment. So that's my sharing, and I feel that can answer Linda's question also. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, fantastic. That means opting for alternative and ad hoc top-up, and which is regular top-up.
To see APA.
Okay, good. Jing Xiong?
For this client, right, you contacted him because he got some awards or something, right? My suggestion is that maybe you can try to contact your not so warm friends. Instead of waiting for something to happen, go and touch with them, because you won't know who is ready to pick up with you. Try to look, right, I think you have some knowledge about regulars, what MSO savers, right? Maybe you can take 1-2 hours, put it into an article, use Canva, right, so that eventually you have a client that send in this nice e-article, right, and use it to get some referrals from them. Yeah. Put down your knowledge about this market into a 10-page article or something.
Thank you, Jing Xiong. Okay, so now can I have Jorell to share what is your best 3 takeaway?
I think one of my best 3 takeaways. Well, I think what Lord Ding shared was quite interesting. Got me thinking. Thanks for sharing that regarding do an alternative and stretch out PWV hot payments to match AP to C. Thanks for that. I think I will go back and do that myself and see how that turns out. So I think that was a really good idea. Yeah. Second takeaway. Taking into consideration the pot for risk management, I think Jorell mentioned it. Yeah, I'll take that into consideration. Okay, I mean I did, but I'll take that into more consideration. Yeah, and lastly, I think I'll also review the risk. What Lyndon said about runway, about how risk can be spread out continually for 10 years, which is also what Rothing said. But I guess what I take away is that I can mention this for the future when people bring up other products from other companies, and when they share something for another company as hey, this one is a 5-year investment, and they ask me what I think, the chances are much lower. Then now I have this knowledge of, one additional knowledge of the caveats of this particular, which is kind of similar to what people do. So thanks for sharing that.
Remember the 5 to 8%, 5 and 8%, when you continue premium on half. So that's the thing. Right? Yeah. It's a free money.
That's a really good point. Thanks for sharing that.
Okay, can we thank all the coach that has given the feedback? Do you all want to know more about Jorell? Yes, because I think he is definitely one of our new advisor who only joined last year, but didn't really have a lot of chance to hear him sharing. So I prepared a set of questions to ask Jorell up close and personal so that you can get to know him better. So first and foremost, Jorell, you said that you were scammed before, right? Then in the end you have to terminate 11,000 premium. So in the end, how come you still join our industry? So you can scam back other people.
From Instagram.
Yes, right, Instagram. Because Facebook don't have picture. Facebook only got picture of babies, animals. Don't have it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So why do you choose a career in financial planning given that you were scammed before? You probably don't really believe in salespeople.
I mean, I just at the start I just wanted to know more. I just wanted to I really lost some money, so I just wanted to know for sure like what's all these people up to. And know for myself, I mean, if I really kena taken by this person, what makes me think that the next person I ask for advice for won't be the same guy? So I decided to just learn it by myself. And from then on, I just decided to try the career.
Then what makes you decide to try the career given the fact that do you believe in the product or you believe in yourself? What was the main factor? Because there are also other things that you can do, given your business degree.
I think just try lor. I mean, as of now, I still won't say I'm super sure of the career. Yeah, I might drop out next year, serious.
Wow.
Yeah, but I just trying lor, just serious.
So you feel that you're still trying?
I mean, okay.
Wow, can try and do MDRT, not bad.
No, that's
why
I say how I do. Okay, maybe I'm not the best like salesman. I don't know certain tactics to close even faster. I think that's why I was happy. I really hope that I can continue this approach because even if I don't close, I guess I'm still happy with what I'm doing. I think as a new consultant, that was what I struggled with. Being happy with what I'm doing and still earning money at the same time. So that's why aiming to the floor it may not be the best takeaway, but for me this particular case was a good takeaway for me because I genuinely enjoyed it.
Okay, very good. If you do recall, I was told the battery. Okay. There's 5 I's of this career: impact, independence, interaction. Okay, then incentive and income. So I guess you enjoy the interaction, interacting with people.
Yeah.
That is your most important I guess. Okay, the second question. Can you recall your first month in a career? Do you feel that it was really tough? Or it was quite chicken feed, the products you can just know it very easily?
I didn't do any, I think I was quite sian the first month.
Why sian? Tell me.
Or I'm just meeting people for appointments and just getting the hang of it.
Right. So why is it that you feel demotivated? You were not closing, or you felt that you were not getting things done?
Both.
Both. Okay. So what is the most sian to you? Meeting people and
I guess at the point in time I was just following different approaches taught.
okay.
So I just it doesn't feel like I'm doing the appointment from me. I'm just following a process. So I guess at the point, then when I close, not too bad. But when I don't close, then it's like I also don't really feel that happy because I didn't manage to connect. I mean I started out with my warm market, so I didn't feel very happy because I was just going through the motion.
Okay. Which part of the career you find the toughest?
What? Which part of the career do I find the toughest?
Yes.
What is it?
Don't have one that your answer is new.
No. Prospecting, maybe prospecting.
Prospecting, which aspect of the prospecting? The calling or the going to friends? I mean, which part? Or the elaborate?
I think it's in general. I think that's why my BP is quite bad as well. It's finding people to contact, finding the right way to message them sometimes.
May I know, have you closed any cold leads yet or all warm?
Mostly warm, have got close cold.
Mostly warm. Cold maybe very little, one or
Very
two?
little, right.
Okay. So what do you intend to focus on then? Still cold or just straight away do warm?
Oh no, I mean, it'll be good if I can close more, but I guess try lor. I mean, you can, of course I would. Yeah, but for now I'm just doing my warm market. I know that you'll be running dry eventually, so I'm just trying to work on my referrals. Oh, that was another good takeaway. You know how from Carissa, just work on my referrals and get better at coding as well.
Okay. Do you have a very difficult client encounter? Very difficult. The two cases seem to be quite smooth for you, and how many meetings you are also okay with it. But is there any very difficult client encounter that you felt, oh, this is not for me, or what's so tough this business?
I guess it's when sometimes I think something is logical by another person, even when faced with logic, they don't tell me why they don't believe in that logic, but they still just don't believe because of maybe a preconceived notion or stigma that they have that this is bad, this is bad. Yeah, I think so that's when it's tough.
So, and may I ask, when you feel very down, how long it takes for you to recover? Like after that, you'll be back on your feet.
What kind of down?
Like suddenly you feel that this person reject me or very difficult client, then do you take a while before you decide to chomp for your activities again?
Maybe last time yes, but now no.
Now you can get back on your feet pretty fast. And what makes you get back pretty fast? Do you say anything to yourself?
No, I think it's in the essence of this believing in the value that I can bring to others. I think at the start when I don't know so much things, that I don't know if I'm competent enough, I didn't believe in the value that I bring to others, and henceforth there was a reluctance. But I think after a while, when I know that I can bring value to others, then even after a rejection, I mean, it's not a loss.
Okay. And with that, I hope everybody understands, because when you believe in your value, no matter how your client treat you, you are $1 million. So it's like you're $1 million note, and they trash you, they crush you. In the end, your value is still there. Okay? And what was the final question? Currently, what kind of clientele do you serve? Are you mostly serving your age, or you are moving into a different market totally, or mid-career, or what kind of clients do you close?
I think currently is my age and mid-career.
Your age and mid-career. Okay. One more question. What is the area you want to improve the most?
Maybe getting referrals.
Getting referrals. Okay, can. Okay, so with that, can we thank Jorell for his sharing?